This poem is called My Old House. 10 years ago, when I was 8 years old, I wrote on the back of my closet, "Val lived here 2006. It was the last time I saw that house for a long time. As I was walking up to the house, I noticed the garden that I had grown was now brown and wilted, and the grass no better, not even mowed. The paint on the door was chipped like the dreams of all the kids who had grown up there, and as I walked up the stairs, I noticed that they had torn out the carpets, and the wall that protected people from falling out of the living room was gone. There was almost no furniture as I walked. When I looked, the TV and the rug where I had laid with my cat were gone. The kitchen, the floor was replaced with carpet. I walked outside through the sliding glass door, and the tree that was bigger than the house and the swing set where I used to play was replaced with grass running from the fence to the house to the other side of the fence. I walked into my old room where I had written "Val lived here" in 2006. And my bed and my white walls that were stained with my mother's smoke was replaced with pale yellow and a crib. And where I had written "Val lived here 2006 was covered by clothing.
This poem is called The Side You Never Knew. Hi, my name is Ahlicea Salinas. I'm 17 years old. It has been 10 months since my last relapse. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't an AA meeting. Okay. Most of you may know me as that one girl you see walking down the hall, smiling and waving at everyone who passes by. I'm the one who helps you out of your deep hole and will never let you fall again. I'm that girl. Now, let me tell you about a side you never knew about. The side that was once consumed by voices, uplifts following downfalls that blindside me every day. I'm the one that stumbled and fell. The one that cried out to Daddy, begging him, "Don't let me go back to my room. Don't let the voices consume what's left of me. Mommy, please stop folding those clothes to block out the screams echoing down those hollow halls. Mommy, Daddy, please, for the love of God, stop shoving your damn beliefs down my throat. I can't take it anymore. Mommy, Daddy, every night I cried myself to sleep. I'm sorry that they won. I'm sorry that they took over what was left. I'm sorry that my screams were just too not loud enough for you to hear. I'm sorry that I gave in. I'm sorry that I wasn't who you wanted me to be. But why does this matter to you? This was about a story about a girl you never knew about.
When I was little, they told me, just think of puppies, you'll be fine. But my puppy got shot when I was age 9. There was no such thing as a good and happy life, only pain and sorrow and hunger and strife. I've spent my entire life running from my pain, covering with women. One look at me and they're slain. But that void is still there. It's getting larger in my chest. It's enveloping my soul. Oh my God, what a mess. I hate my dad, because he's not even here anymore. He left me, he stood up, and he walked right out that door. And when he left, the lights all flickered away. Just me and my monsters in the dark. We have decayed. And I don't let people in, because I'm afraid they'll get attacked. I won't let up. And I can't give them any slack. My pain will all come rushing out inside. You'll see my demons. This is why I can't trust you, and I can't make these agreements. But I will learn somehow to trust you with time, only so I do not end up becoming a mime, a soulless man who does not know how to speak, standing on the corner, a dropout, a circus freak. I don't know how to channel pain. It all comes out in anger. I tried to lock it in a room. I even put a sign up and it said danger. But I busted down that door with guns blazing and gave them hell. With a mic in my right hand, my left hand was shooting spells. I treat people like crap, because that's how I got treated as a kid. slapped across the room because of something I did. And that something was called nothing. So why should I keep on giving? A love this world does not deserve. I'm done. I give up, I stand up, but not to serve. To rhyme for the people who lived lives like me, born into a home where they were raised up badly, kicked around by parents like a trash-up rag doll. You're getting up again, and they're telling you it's your fault. I believed them when they told me I would never make it. I forced a smile from my friends. I put a mask on, and I tried to fake it. But I don't have to do that anymore. I got pulled out of foster care, adopted by nice people, but until now, I never cared. I've now begun to realize just how much they've done. This is my experience, and I'd say I've won.
This is called crying at school. I have failed algebra 7 times. 7 times. At some point, it stopped being embarrassing and instead became this concoction of equal parts humiliating and really impressive. Over the years, my teachers, my peers, my parents, and I have developed some theories as to why I can't seem to pass this class. But you know what this boils down to, honestly, for me? Okay, here it is. I'm terrible at math. So much so that I considered titling this Finals Are Hard and just screaming into the mic for 3 minutes. But I didn't do that. You know, maybe a high school poetry slam isn't the place to preach, vent, or complain about your childhood, but then again, it's never been appropriate to cry in class, and that never stopped me either. It wasn't always like this. In fact, in elementary school, they rated me highly capable. So it wasn't my passion, that was my potential. No big deal, so they thought I was special. I could recite Hamlet's soliloquy before I learned to tie my shoes. When I was 10, I wanted to be an astronaut, or an anesthesiologist. But mostly, my 10-year-old self wanted to be an astronaut. My 10-year-old self never cried over grades, just saw TV shows. She was never afraid, just ready to go. My 10-year-old self loved the stars, didn't know you had to be good at math to see them up close. That was then. Now, I'm academically invalidated, though every risk was calculated. I guess that's what it means to be bad at math. That leads me to crying at school. The textbook is written in a language that I don't understand, and the only solution is to read it again. I can hardly hear the words that shatter my skull, trickle deeper than skin, and if there's a soul now, your textbook looks like losing control. I am losing control. I still can't see clear through the clutter or do my homework easily, spitting answers feasibly. My teacher asked why, and I said, my room is the only thing messier than my head, and it's true. You see, I fill castles out of dirty laundry. But here's the thing, those castles make kingdoms that made me the king. I failed algebra 7 times, but 7's just another number that I can't conceptualize, and I don't know somebody that hasn't seen me cry. But I don't really think of everyone else. Just know through the tears, I love every single piece of myself. We're our own hounds and our own foxes. We're the Pandoras and we're also the boxes. The worst of ourselves or the content. This isn't what I wanted, but that's sort of misleading, so if you're still reading, receiving what I'm treating, a little stress finding X, my 10-year-old self would still be impressed. So let me break it down. Let's compare the sounds of so many millions of feet on the ground. So few of them are astronauts or anesthesiologists. But you can't help but believe that they've seen the stars. So many millions of hurting hearts, so many millions of nervous minds, so many millions falling apart, so many millions getting it right, so many millions of feet on the ground, so many millions of feet on the ground, so many millions of reasons not to care that I am crying at school.
This is called Daddy Dearest. Daddy Dearest, I was a rose, but did I ever really know you? You weren't the man, you weren't the knight I thought would save me from all that frightened my fragile soul. At night, I cowered beneath the sheets, hoping to hide from the monsters that lived under my bed, that lived in my closet, the monsters that lurked in the shadows, the monsters that roamed the streets, but never hiding from the monster that sang me to sleep. Daddy Dearest, I saw the track marks along your arms, but silly me, I thought they were battle scars. When you were doped up, coked up, I didn't know. To my childish mind, this fact didn't show, because all I really saw were the stars in your eyes. With fists like embers, you seared and marked my skin. Mommy's blackened eyes were mistakes. You were changed. You swore it. My brittle bones that crunched like leaves beneath your unforgiving feet healed once you found God beneath the dim streetlights.
Once he saved you. And for a while, the angels shielded my eyes with ivory feathers of silk. No longer were my nights sleepless. No longer were you locked in the bathroom for hours on end, angry swirls of sour smoke slipping from beneath the door. But as we say, all good things must come to an end. You fell from heaven, broke your slowly rusting halo, wound up in a hospital bed. With every single labored breath, you danced closer and closer to your premature death. The eerily soothing beeping of the life monitor machines combined with the tapping of high-heeled shoes along the sterile corridors made me, for a moment, believe that you'd make it. But the flat line rocked me to sleep for so many, many nights. Daddy dearest, you will never watch me grow. Your love affair with being so high you flew alongside the crows made sure that you'd never, ever make it home.
Nothing to say. As sharp as a blade, but as dull as coal. There's nothing to say, because there is no goal. As gentle as a feather, but as rough as a rock. There's nothing to say, because you don't stay in your flock. As charming as a pup, but as annoying as
This poem is called Heart for Sale. See, I thought a yard sale would be a good idea. Set it up in the uneven grass, frame it with a few nicer things like ornate mirrors, child's toys, the things people tend to gravitate toward. You've all been to a yard sale. And then I thought, well, I could stick it in the drawer of the old dresser in the corner, just hoping someone would take it and not notice. Let it be covered by clothes that know warmth. But you noticed, politely checking the drawers and making sure I didn't give away anything by mistake, or silently judging me for trying to give away my mistakes. Reverse pickpocketing was never my forte, nor any sleight of hand to make it appear behind your ear like a coin your grandfather would glue to the kitchen floor to try and trick you, and I tried to pick that thing up so many times. The Humane Society wouldn't take it without a surrendering fee that I couldn't afford. Physically, they said it might draw some eyes, but its attitude would make sure it never got adopted, so I tried dropping it in public, like an empty wallet, the sound hollow on the concrete, and somebody who I could never catch and call my own notice. But they left it there, calling out to me, and I had to walk backwards in that crowd and scoop it off the damn floor myself. The secondhand store says they don't have room for that sort of thing. It's not something anyone needs very desperately. It's not going to make a child smile on Christmas or clothe a homeless man for a job interview. So I threw it on the sidewalk, and I watched it in the sun, in the snow, in the pouring down rain, and somebody took the for free sign instead, as if cardboard was harder to come by than my broken and willing affection. I don't know what to do anymore. Nobody will buy it, and nobody will try it anymore, and every time somebody asks me, does this belong to you, every time I say no. And every time I say no, I see your eyes and the way you looked when you asked me. And I see. So here, just take it. It's my heart. And please, it's free.
I closed my eyes, slowly breathing in the air that I once thought I didn't have. As I hold you close, even if it's just your mere memory, I cherish it. From the echoes of your laughs to your sweet melody of voice, I can never get tired of you. The dreams you once wished to accomplish have gone to the trash. 6 feet under is where you are now. I was a coward. I never went to your funeral. When the lights go out, the tears come. How can I be alive if I'm slowly sinking into the water, drowning in my own thoughts and sorrows? And when the salty tears come out of my eyes, it's from the days that I hope you will appear again, and hug me and convince me it was nothing but a nightmare. Yet, it was the nights where I found you in reality, where you would kiss my forehead with the truth. My friend's clueless words of compassion cannot help the broken heart that I carry on my back, like an anchor holding a ship in place, not letting it sink or move. But in my case, my anchor holds me down under, where I fought wave after wave of despair. trying to hold my head up high. I wanted to let go of you, but wanting to live. Here are two truths and a lie. Which two are true? Which one is not? I'm fine, I say. She's gone, I say. She's in a better place, we think. Or should I say two lies and a truth? Why is it that in the mornings when I wake up, I think and I wish it was all a joke? I beg and I plead, it was nothing but a nightmare. So here I am, slowly but surely unchaining myself from the sorrow. Don't worry, my friend, I will always remember you. This is just my goodbye to the sorrow that clings to my heart like a leech sucking the blood of its victim. What sorrow does it know is that I'm no longer alive. I'm just a memory you hold on dearly, my friend. So wipe those tears. Stand up straight. Go on, honey. Go on ahead. You'll be fine. Because remember, I'll always be by your side.
This is titled, I Am Not My Body. 5'10" and a half. That half counts because I am not 5'11", I am 5'10" and a half. Just in case you were wondering, you tell me to embrace it, to love it, that the grass isn't always greener. You tell me to celebrate it, to not flaunt it, but to want it. Even if I wasn't 5'10" and a half, if I was 5'7" and 3/4 or 5'2" on the dot, you tell me I was beautiful. You'd also tell me to cover up, to not give in to the male species wants, to not make it any harder, to make it so that they can focus, so that they can label us. You tell me that I need to be careful with how I act and what I say and what I wear because of what they will think. I'm sorry, but I don't think that I should have to worry about my pants being a little too tight affecting the boy who sits next to me's test score. I don't think that she needs to be objectified and whistled at in the hallway because of the length of her skirt or the way her shirt shows a sliver of her midriff. I don't think that a girl should have to walk around anywhere and worry about what any one of the guys is thinking of her. I don't think that my long legs should be the reason they don't care to get to know me unless I cover them in every way possible so there is no distraction from him looking at my face. My legs are a blessing. Until it comes to me wanting someone to see me for me. I am in no way the prettiest girl out there, but my whole life I have been taught that guys won't love me if my skirt is too short, or my shirt is too low, or my pants are too tight. That they won't love me unless I give them nothing else to love, but at the same time, they won't love me if I don't. So answer me this. How do I embrace it? How do I love it? How do I become confident in knowing that my body is the only way that someone can love me, but also the only thing in the way of them loving me? I started this with my height because that is the first thing people notice or ask about me before even asking my name. So I start, hi, I'm 5'10" and a half, and by the way, my name is Shell. This is titled Truly Me. I thought I was going to love you until the world stopped in its rotation. I thought you would be mine until people learned to fly on their own. I thought the way I loved you was the only way someone could truly love. We were going to last until the last sun had set. But that's just it, you see. I did love you until the world stopped. It was just mine. We did last until people learned to fly on their own. But again, it was only me. I thought the way I loved you was the only way someone could truly love because I had yet to learn to love myself. And I learned that there are too many sunsets to wish them all to be the same. With you, I was at my worst. I know that, because here I am now, at my best. Be negative.
4 hour, we'll go second runner-up, first runner-up at the Grand Poetry Slam Champion. Our second runner-up our first runner-up. And I should mention, and actually been asked to mention, that this was a 1-point spread between first and second placer. So we're splitting hairs. Kasey Croston is first runner-up. And Madison Jeffries is our first place Grand Slam poetry winner. Madison Jeffries, she's got a neat bag. It's just like the one from the Oscars.
It is, yes. It's yellow, that's what counts.
It's worth $340,000. These are your winners. Can we get one more rousing, loud, screaming round of applause? Thank you very much. Would Mr. Harris like to say something you have on that?
Thank you all for being here. That's really all I have to say. Thank you for supporting the Poetry Club and all of these geniuses. It takes a lot of guts to get on stage, number one, but to read something that you wrote from your heart and sort of leave your guts on the stage is a big deal. So again, we bow to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're free. Oh.